Okay, welcome to the next Blender tutorial. So today we are going to be making some lollipops. So to begin with this tutorial, what we're going to do is change our render engine from Eevee to Cycles. I'm going to go ahead and delete the default cube. And we're going to go ahead and add in let's go with UV sphere. I'm going to go ahead and press G just to bring this up just a little bit so we can work with it a little better. And what I'm going to do, let's go ahead and we'll just enlarge the center of the sphere a little bit. So we're going to go with 1 for side view. If you don't have the number keys on your keyboard, you can go with viewpoints right here. Just go to view, viewpoint, and you should have right, left, front, back, top, bottom. So once we've got this right here, all we're going to do is let's go ahead and go to edit mode. I'm going to go with the toggle X-ray just right here, and we're going to go ahead with Control R, just make a little loop cut right there, and then Control R again, and we'll go here. So now what we need to do is select the band in the middle right here that we've just created. So let's go with face. We'll go for box select. Make sure that this box is over all of the little points that are in the middle of the faces. That's going to be crucial for selecting everything. We're going to go with S for scale. And all you want to do is just pull the scale outwards just a little bit. As such. What I'm actually going to do, let's backtrack with this a little bit. So Control Z. I'm going to put another loop cut just in the middle right here. Let's go ahead and select those faces again just in the middle. So we should have, I believe, these ones right here. Let's go S for scale. I'll just bring this out just slightly like that. So if I turn off the X-ray and just turn back to object mode, we should have something like this. We're going to go with right click shade smooth. We'll go ahead and add a mesh, a cylinder. This will be the lollipop, so we're going to go lollipop stick even. So scale the cylinder up, scale it down, and then scale it up to your needs. Let's go with G, and we're just going to place this in the middle right here. Right click shade smooth. So once we've got something like this, I'm just going to go ahead and just kind of pull this down a little bit thinner, I think. Yeah. So once you've got something like this, what we can do now is we can start to add the materials to these. So make sure that you have switched out from Eevee to Cycles on the render engine at the side. We're going to go to the viewport rendering, viewport shading. So we're going to look at the rendered side of things. Let's go ahead, just turn this, and we're going to place a material onto the lolly itself right here. So let's go with new material, and we'll just go with candy. If you want candy. Oh, candy if you want candy. That was weird. Right, so once we've got this, let's you can go and switch out Principled BSDF to glass if you wanted to, or you could keep it like this. All we're going to do is turn up the metallic. You want to turn down the roughness, just to give it that nice little kind of crisp, sweet candy look, and then just turn down the alpha slightly. And now what we're going to do is let's go ahead and just give this a tone. So you probably have like a bright red lollipop if you wanted to. Turn down that roughness, turn up the alpha a little bit if you wanted it super shiny, or, you know, most lollies are kind of dull. We're going to go ahead with the lolly stick right here. Going to go with new. And let's go ahead and just pull that roughness upwards just a little bit. And we'll make it slightly grey. As such. So, we've got something like this, which is one lollipop. I'm going to go ahead and just rotate this and just place it up against the plane that I'm going to make at the bottom. So if I just place this here, just get this roughly, if I just do 1 for the side view, we'll get this roughly, so rotate, just on that plane right there. So let's get G, half rotate, and then let's go ahead and add in a plane, S for scale. Gives it a little bit more depth. You can go ahead and add new. Make this background kind of like a grey blue if you wanted to. As such. So, creating different lollipops as well. If we go 7 to heaven, we've got the lollipop right here. We can go ahead and let's go on to the next render view. We'll go with Shift D. I'm going to go ahead and just move this out. Let's go R for rotate, and we'll go 180. Let's press G, bring that to the side right there. And then what I'm going to do, let's click both of these. Let's go Shift D, click, R for rotate, and we're going to go 90. And then we can go ahead and click on absolutely everything that we've just made. Let's go with Shift D again. Click, and we're going to go rotate for 45. And that should have brought it to the middle, but I think I've just missed one of the things. 1 second. Let's try that again. Shift D, rotate. Oh gosh. R for rotate. We want to go 45. 1 second. Something's gone awry there. 1 second. Right. Let's click all of the candy points, all of the stick points. Shift D, click, R for rotate, there we go, and that's your 45. I'd missed one of the candy bits. So, we're going to want to put these on to different tones, textures, colours if you wanted to. So, we've got these as is. Let's go for scaling out the background just slightly, and we're going to go ahead and press View, Align Camera to View. Try that again. Align view, align camera to view. There we go. So you're going to get this little box just around the side right here. All you need to do is just press G, and you can move this around. Press G and hold in the center scroll and move the mouse backwards. And then you've got something like this. So when we go onto the render viewport, we've got this kind of texture happening. Now I'm just going to go ahead and split the atom because I want to be able to amend the lighting on this. So let's go on to another angle. I'm going to go ahead and delete the original lighting, and I'm going to go ahead and add, and we'll go cube this time. Usually we go plane, but we'll go cube this time. Take the cube, stretch it out, make it a bit smaller, and then stretch it out again. Let's go with new. We'll go principal BSDF emission. Let's go with G, and we'll bring this to the side. So now our light source is just this one little band that we have here. Now if you go to strength, you can strengthen this, and you can move this up a little bit, and then we can see candies as is. To be honest with you, I like to kind of have multiple of these, so let's go with Shift D, go up on the axes with Z with the center scroll. Let's press 1 and then 0. So we've got 10 between these two, 10 points. So we go Shift D, go up the axes, which is the Z, and we press 10 again. We'll have equidistant. Now, if you wanted ones underneath, you wouldn't be pressing 10. You'd be pressing Shift D, go up against the axes again, bring it down slightly, and press -10. Because this is 0, this is 10, this is 20, this one's minus. So, this is -10, sorry. So, when we need to put another one of these lighting features right here, underneath again, we're going to go Shift D, and we'll press -10. As such. So now we have this nice little pattern that's going up across the side of the lollipops right there. We can also notice that these lollipops seem to be a different tone to the other lollipops. Now you remember before when I clicked the wrong ones and I was duplicating everything, clearly 4 lollipops have reduplicated themselves. So let's go ahead and just click those sticks and just press delete. I kind of like showing you guys my errors as well, because I feel that if I show you my errors, you guys will learn from them and hopefully won't repeat what I do. So, now we've deleted those extra bits that we don't need. We now have little lollipops. So we need to change the textures of these lollipops as is. So we've got candy currently on this red one. So we're going to name this, let's rename this as red candy. Let's press enter on there. We're going to go ahead and duplicate this. So you've got new material at the bottom, which is next to the X, in between the X and the shield, next to red candy. We're going to press that. Let's go ahead and make this as blue candy. So this should come up as red candy 001. Going to make this as blue candy. Sorry, give me 1 second. Okay, so I'm back. And my boyfriend just brought me food. So I was just like, nom 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 nom. Right, okay, so we're going to go ahead and edit these now. So we need different colours. That was what we were currently doing. So we've now got blue candy. We're going to go ahead, because this is a separate material from what we originally had. We see that we've got red candy here, and now we've got blue candy. But we need to change this to blue rather than red. So we're going to go ahead and change that to blue. And then we're going to go ahead and let's go ahead and go to edit mode. That should change to blue. So we can do this one as blue as well. Just go down to the drop down menu right here and just click blue candy. These will all have the same parameters as long as you do not edit the metallic, the roughness, or the alpha. Let's go ahead and click this one, and we're going to go ahead and duplicate the red candy right here. So it's red candy 001. Now we're going to go ahead and name this as yellow candy. So we'll change the colour again to a nice little yellow. We can go ahead with this side as well. We can go to the drop down right here, change this from red candy to yellow candy. If it shows up, come on. That should be yellow candy. Oh yeah, there we go. I think my computer's having funny in this one. It's taking its time. Right, okay, so that should be yellow. For some reason, it's red. And you guys are seeing this, right? Because that's red. Why is, like, it's assigned yellow, but it's red. Right, I think we're having a few glitches this morning. I'm going to actually do one thing for you guys today, and that's uninstall my Blender and reinstall it, because I think that it's having some issues. It's been doing this for the entire tutorial for some reason. So, yeah. Let's change this one right here, just change this up, and we'll go duplicate this one from red candy 001, and we'll go ahead and change this to, let's go green. So green candy. Change that to green, which it has done. I'm going to go ahead and click this one and go for the drop down of green candy. So that should be green. That's working. This one should be yellow candy, but for some reason it's still red. Although it shows up as yellow on the render. That's an interesting concept. Right, okay, so we have all these little candy lollipops and stuff like that. You can do different camera angles and stuff like that. I'm going to go ahead and just edit these just ever so slightly, because I believe that we need some variation on them. So we're going to go to the shading tab. Let's go ahead and go with the lolly sticks that we have right here. I'm going to go ahead and add a noise texture. Let's go colour to base colour. So we've got that nice little texture going on. Kind of make it a little bit elongated. We'll go for roughness just to bring that up a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and add a colour ramp. Place this in between. If you pull the black towards the white, it will contrast a little bit more, so you can get some of that staining on the stick a little bit more in detail. We're going to go ahead and take this noise texture, Shift D, duplicate, place the colour into the roughness, and then what we're going to do, let's go to add, and we'll go bump. Place that in between, colour to height from the noise texture. you should have something like this. I'm just going to pull... Actually, I'm going to put the roughness, the bump into the metallic. So we've got something like this. Okay, so we can now amend the distance and the filter. So if it turns white like this, it's just calculating everything. It should come up on the screen within a couple of moments, depending on how many calculations it needs to do. Which is apparently many with mine, since I've just moved that. Okay. I'll just start amending things, see what happens. We should have something coming through, come on. There we go. Okay. So, we've got that now. And when we look on the rendered side of things, we can now see that we've got all these candy lollipops. A little bit of texture on the background there. To be honest with you, I might actually add the camera angle to that. So we can go align camera to view. View. Come on, align camera to view. There we go. Okay, let's go to the layouts real quick. And I'm just going to amend this camera angle. Let's go with G. Bring this back. You want it just off center, just to kind of make it pop a little bit. And what I'm going to do, let's go to the camera, let's go depth of field. Let's go to the dropper right here, and we will select, let's select the blue one just here, just for the moment, see how this looks. Now, if we go to the aperture, and go to f-stop and just bring it down a little bit, you'll see that the front one's blur, the back one's blur, and then you've got this one in focus. So you just want a nice little sweet spot between blurred background and blurred foreground, just so that you can see the sweets as is. So, once we send this to render, all the background should be somewhat blurred, and then the foreground should be somewhat blurred as well. If you want more depth of field, we can go back to shading, click the background, the plane that you've got at the bottom here that's underneath the lollipops. Let's go to add, and I'm going to go ahead with a Veroni texture. Let's put the colour into the metallic. And if you just change the viewport shading, you can see these lines appearing. So if we just scale those up, we now have this nice little texture at the back. So when we go to layout, and hopefully this works. We've now got this nice little texture going on in the background, and you can go ahead and amend your f-stop and just bring it down a little bit if you wanted to, just to make that blur a little bit more prominent. So yeah, you should have something like that. I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.